Good morning. Good morning to the light workers, the healers, the teachers, the way showers. Welcome to your Ascension community. Dr. Tatiana Irvin and I have, through many discussions, recently realized that a lot of our community is desperate for the tools and the practices and to have a bit more of an engaged interaction with us in what we are discovering within ourselves, within our own practices. And we wanted to bring to you, I wanted to bring to you today, and as many times as I can, part of my practice every morning, and I've had to do this more and more as I've dived deeper and deeper into this beautiful ascension process, or the ascension. It's here, it's now, it's everywhere, it's what we're living. And so just being somebody who wants to be fully connected and authentic every single day of this experience, I know that part of this process is keeping resonance with my authentic self so that I can be in complete harmony with everything that I'm co-creating that ends up being in my environment surrounding me. And so with that, I have been doing lots of these tips and tricks and tools and just inviting you into my own practice daily so you can see what I'm tapped into, because what I'm tapped into is what you're tapped into. We are a collective, we are a community exploring this together. And so I have practices that I do and I engage in, and I'm constantly shifting depending on what I'm moving into, what I'm learning, and what's kind of wanting to co-create through me. And I wanted to bring that to you in a very intimate way. As you can see, I'm in my morning prep, so get ready. So how this works is I'll be broadcasting a read, so I will sit quietly in my own reflection in the morning and see what I'm tapping into, and then through that I move right into a recording of a meditation. I'm open a clear channel to basically be doing the meditation for myself, but I speak it out loud so that you can explore that as well. And I'm keeping these meditations very quick, 5 to at the most 15 minutes, but they seem to be averaging right around 10. And so that's going to be posted, and then along with that then flows whatever the energy of the experience is as I sat in meditation, and that will connect into this read. So these are the Chakra Oracle cards, and they tap into our soul level Akashic wisdom, which talks about what patterns and belief systems and energies we're bringing through our, what I see as these 77 windows towards our soul enlightenment. And so it just really helps to hone us in on what we're co-creating right now and what some of these patterns are that good, bad, or indifferent. No such thing, right? It's all indifference. Well, that sounds a bit detached. It all just is. It's what we're playing with. It's the energy we're playing with. And so it's just nice to know what's out there and what kind of energies we're playing with in our physical, emotional bodies, creating our spiritual experience here on Earth. And so as Dr. Tatiana and I have always said, we love being human, and this is one of the ways that I find I can stay in love with this process every single day, is through my own self-practice, through my quiet meditation, and which I am recording for you now, and then through just engaging and seeing what's wanting to co-create come through. So with that, I thank you for joining us, and I will try to do these as much as I can, as much as it feels aligned and is healthy for me, you, and everybody. So let me know if this is helping you. Let me know if there's anything else that you want to explore more of. As you can see, I have lots of tools that I work with, and so we'll play with those along the way and expand ourselves as we go. But this is just kind of a starting brief into this. So You here will be watching the read of the energy as I lay out these cards and kind of tap into what's coming through or aligning to us through all of these different bodies. And I would suggest going and downloading the Chakra Deck app, because on the Chakra Deck app, it's free. And it's my own app. I run it. So it's all me. There's nothing behind it but me. And so in that is where I actually piece together the daily guidance, where you'll be able to find the recorded meditation. You're not going to be able to find that here. This is just kind of the encompassment of everything that's coming through at the completion of my own practice, and then the guided meditation. So if you want the full picture, go and download the app, the Chakra Deck app. And in that, there's lots of fun things to play with, but one of the main buttons is a daily guidance, and under the daily guidance, you'll be able to see today's whole kit and caboodle of what's going on. So that's the intro, and now I just want to tap into what I was seeing as I sat in my own quiet meditation today. And so basically what happened is Divine instantly came through and attached, these, actually what happened was they split me down the middle, as if like a clean knife could just cut straight down my core channel. And as that opened, it looked like I'm seeing when they try and show us the different layers of the earth, and they kind of cut it into this three-dimensional and show the core of the earth and then the different layers. So that's what they were showing me in the middle. And as they cut it open, the 7 orbs of the chakras were there, and the bodies just kind of fell to the side. And we started working on the 7 chakras, or they started vibrating, right? They started to become in resonance, starting at the crown, and it started vibrating, and then that triggered the third eye, and it just went all the way down. And so it was just a very, to me anyways, it was a very clear way to get into resonance with the deeper levels of the vortice energy that we were going to be working with. And then as soon as that stopped, the crown chakra, outside the crown chakra, started to plume with golden energy that was in three-dimensional way. It was creating lines of energy outside of the core channel, and then it basically got sucked right up into the root chakra. And this golden light, it did it 3 times, and then as soon as it did that, then the root chakra started spewing a red energy that started coming in the opposite way, right? So the yin and yang energy. And this is what the meditation will go through for you when you go find that on the Chakra Deck app. And so it did this 3 times, and then it reversed, and it kept getting bigger and bigger, and it kept doing this. And through this, I was and so it did this until it got so big that it was outside of my framework to hold any more dimensionality to this. And then as soon as it did this, everything started to illuminate, as if it was like I'm seeing like sea creatures in the very depths of the ocean that have those really cool luminescence. And it's almost like the energy has these points on the like the jellyfish that have those energy currents, or the lights moving through it, and it has these kind of orbs, but it's all kind of just radiating through. So on all of these external strings of energy, that's what this looked like. There were all these points on it, and then the energy was just a big network, right? So it was the big network. It was the matrix. And but I usually see this in a different way, so it was very interesting that this is how it was being painted today. And so then this energy started to move, the yin flowing, the red, and the golden yang flowing energy started moving and going so fast that it was creating the toroidal vortex around me, which is this when the energy starts pulling in constantly, so it goes like this, and then it started going so fast that it was right here and created this big donut shape around the body. So there was this orb this way, but then the donut shape started growing this way, and then everything sucked right into the heart chakra. And it was a knowing that the heart chakra was the gateway, was the still point, was the access point, because then it created this almost like Saturn's rings. It created a plateau that we could expand through and tap into then any of these points within what was surrounding us and creating our energetic reality. And so it was it was just another way, my lesson right now, and has been for the past few weeks, to stay in stillness, to stay in center point, to stop extending myself beyond myself and let everything co-create through me, for me, and to stop moving outside of myself seeking that. So let's read the cards and see possibly what's happening. Oh my goodness. And so I do believe this is exactly how this started when I read this last time. So let me, oh goodness. Okay, let me just give a quick inspirational shuffle with the new collective, the Ascension community, and what we need to stay within our own stillness, within our own centering vibration. That it's not centering vibration, within our own consciousness, right? And then that consciousness being the still point or the access point to the totality of everything that we are. So what's our question? So how do we stay in that stillness? Because that is what they're bringing in. And as you can see, the sun is coming in. So I might have a white face here in a moment. Okay, interesting. So the first, so we read this in a chakra alignment, and the chakra alignment is starting with root chakra, which is our foundation. The foundation comes in to say that we have, so the first place we are extending ourselves is a hypo-throat chakra, but this is what we're kind of grounding into. So feeling outside of ourselves, or feeling like we have to act or play a role, feeling like we have to be something we're not, taking on some kind of archetype in how we're expressing and communicating our truths, right? So in perfect chakra, in perfect harmony and balance and complete conscious alignment, we are 100% authentic all the time. And anytime a hypo or hyper spin of a chakra comes up, it shows us where we're starting to move outside of our authenticity, and playing something that we think we have to play. Hyper is playing a role because outside of ourselves people are expecting that. Hypo is usually dimming our light because who we are we think is too much for the external world. And so here it's saying that there is this stretching of, or taking on this archetype to feel like we can accomplish what we need to accomplish within how we're using our voice. And so that's the foundation. So this is basically saying this is kind of a lot of the energy and awareness that we're going to focus on to recenter ourselves, to be able to be that heartbeat, that stillness, that still point within the heart space that can basically co-create and manifest everything you need, and stay in that joy, stay in that happiness. So the next card would be the Sacral Chakra, which is our relationships. And again, if our foundation is we're kind of going outside of ourselves and how we're using our voice, then this is going to tell us now in the next level, in these one-on-one connections, what's happening. And here we're manifesting the energy of an archangel. And so anytime an archangel comes up, there's only 7 archangels. If we're talking about the 7 chakras, we're talking about the 7 archangels that have chosen to come through to align to each of those chakras. And so this is the archangel of the heart chakra, which is Chamuel. And so Archangel Chamuel comes in and tells us that we need to be vulnerable. So however it is that, again, we're going back to the foundation here, whatever you're doing outside of yourself, using your voice in an inauthentic way, right? So this is where we're being shown where our pattern is that we need to release to basically step into the full stillness of our co-creating potential. And so what we're getting told now is we need to trust in the vulnerability, and Archangel Chamuel is one of the angels that comes through to help us really feel okay being in that heart space, that which is the complete divinity of our soul incarnate here on this earth plane. And Chamuel comes in to not only assist us, so anytime you need help in aligning yourself, you can always call on the Archangel to help you, but it's also letting us know his message is to know that vulnerability in this sense is something that when we can tap more into that feeling of vulnerability in this level of how we're using our voice, that is what's going to bring us more fully into our connected space of authenticity. And so who we are. So out of 78 cards in my hand right now, we've just pulled 2 Archangel cards, which is pretty powerful. So solar plexus chakra is all about you. It is the most clear alignment to who you are, what you're presenting and projecting right now. And so Archangel Raphael comes in, who is the archangel of the third eye chakra, which is all about perspective. And so he comes in with the ability to help you see and have this clear understanding or this clear intuition about what's happening. And so again, and this is about how you're connecting into this situation. So go back to the dysfunction, which is we're using our voices right now. We're taking on some kind of role or archetype that's outside of our most natural authenticity. And so Chamuel comes in and says, stay vulnerable. Now Archangel Raphael's coming in and for you saying over, because Chamuel comes in to say, with your one-on-one relationships, don't worry, use your voice in an authentic way, and don't go outside of yourself, because what you say to the people outside of you, as long as you're vulnerable and speak your truth, it's going to be most aligned to what you need to co-create and experience in this world. And now Raphael comes in and says, for you, for this human, for this, we call this the first triad of existence, right? For the personality that's here trying to operate and be human in this world, like, don't worry, the clarity will come as long as you're speaking your truth and speaking it in a vulnerable way. All of the clarity that you need over this situation is going to come to you. And so just stick to that knowing. So now the heart chakra always represents kind of the bridge between low self and high self. It's what gets us to the next level of experience. It also is in this circumstance because we're talking specifically about how to find that center point within the toroidal vortex to help us bring through everything that we are in this one-time space, right, into co-creation here in this earth plane. And so again, this is about the throat chakra, and now we're getting the hypo throat chakra card, and it's saying introverted. We're allowing ourselves to, because we're taking on these roles of how we're speaking, we're not speaking our truth completely to the people that need to hear our truth. And then we get the 2 archangels trying to validate us that it's okay to speak the truth. And now here in heart chakra, the one thing that can still pull us back is now it's almost as if, okay, well, once we trust that we can be vulnerable and speak our most authentic truth to the people outside of us, that we now have this fear that our truth is going to be too loud, that our truth is going to be too much, that what happens when I speak my truth and then the people around me aren't ready for it, what's going to happen? And the biggest human condition here that that we see so much of humanity resisting is the fear of change, right? So what happens if I actually speak my truth? What's going to happen to the people around me? Are they going to leave me? Are they going to, you know, throw shade at me? Whatever it is, right? So there's this fear now. We're getting both sides of the coin of our throat chakra that, you know, number one, we're playing a role and we're not feeling completely free and clear to speak our truth all the time when it's being called for. And now it's saying even if we get vulnerable and do that, we will still have this kind of hypo spin, or this dimming of our light, thinking that, well, now if I'm okay speaking it, I'm going to pull back, and there's going to be this this resistance because my truth is too much for some people to handle. And so now now the throat chakra, so this is the teacher card. And so I love this. So everything's been about throat chakra, right? How do we find this still point? How do we get to be co-creators of this divine reality, right? And so it's been bringing up all of this dysfunction we have with throat chakra, which is so interesting because that would be the 5D to me anyways. And so here it's saying in throat chakra position, we get the teacher card. And so we're being asked to be the teacher for our one-on-one relationships. We're being asked to walk our walk and talk our talk. And so if you can just know that that's what's being called of you at this time, that I guess it makes it a little bit easier to be vulnerable and speaking exactly what you need to speak when you need to speak it, and have no fear that what you speak is going to be too much for people around you. Oh my God. So out of 78 cards, we've now pulled 3 throat chakra, or 3 archangel cards. And there's only 7 of them. So the greater perspective here, the third eye chakra, the greater perspective of this entire everything we've talked about up until this point is reconciliation. So why are we doing this? Why do I even want to try and start to you know, why do I go down this path right now? And it's this is the Archangel of the Crown Chakra, which is it's all about reconciliation. So the more we can reconcile the density of our path, the more we can reconcile some of these the patterns, the belief systems, again, the density of our energy body, the more we can reconcile this, the more we gain soul level wisdom, which basically clears our channel so that we can be this stillness that is pulling in all time, all space, our cosmic awareness into this moment to basically co-create our reality. The reality that we are happy and joy-filled to live day in and day out. And so the greater perspective here is that you're manifesting the ability right now to reconcile this major part of your path where you are completely comfortable speaking your truth. You are speaking it in a vulnerable way. And then you trust that you hold that resonance and don't feel like when I have to hold anything back, because that would dim your light. And this is all throat chakra, and that you're the teacher. You're here to teach. You're here to teach the relationships around you through how you walk your walk and talk your talk, through the expression of the voice. Ooh, so the outcome card is illusion. This is the shadow side of the third eye chakra. So interesting, because our third eye chakra is all about reconciliation, and it's the highest form of, it is the archangel over the crown chakra, which is basically coming in and saying, if you can do this today, you can basically heal through all time, all space, this karmic lesson that you've been perpetuating through every incarnation cycle. You have the chance, if you step into this full knowing of speaking your truth, you have this full chance to heal through all space and time, this karmic incarnational cycle that you've been living, you know, the rat race of humanity. And so the outcome card, or the crown chakra card here, is the shadow side of the third eye chakra, which is illusion. And it's saying, don't let yourself get into the shadow of illusion. Don't let your mind come in, and because it's so easy to hear these words, to feel into this vibration and to say, yes, that's me, I'm going to speak my truth. But then when the mind gets involved later, when you're about to speak your truth, or right after you've spoken your truth to somebody, your mind can get involved and completely go and throw you right back into one of those karmic cycles that you continue to repeat, saying, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. Oh my God, look what's happening in the world around me. As soon as you speak your truth, everything might domino effect in your life and show you where all of this density was that you were holding on to, and it's now all coming up to be released. And that might just be too much for your mental center to wrap its brain or again, right, wrap its mind around. And so in that, the illusion could try and take this away from you and throw you right back into repeating the patterns, being a part of the unconscious. So don't let the third eye chakra, this component of illusion, come in and interfere with your ability to fully reclaim this part of your sovereignty, which is all right now focused around your throat chakra. So again, if this has resonated with you, the meditation will help tremendously. The meditation is what's going to help you to get into a process that's going to keep you centered in the still space of the heart today, especially in alignment with the information that's come through here. So walk this path with me. It's a path we have to choose to walk every single day, and I'm so honored and feel so blessed that you're here and willing to do this work, to be a light worker, a healer, a teacher, a way shower for me, for the rest of your community, for everybody out there. The more of us doing this work, just the better it's all going to get. So with light and love, thank you so much.
The Chakras Root to Crown Oracle Deck is a tool designed to help people connect to their soul destiny. As humans, we live a birth-to-death cycle, yet as a soul, our existence is infinite. In each human life, our goal is to learn and connect to our authentic self. We seek guidance when we are repeating patterns and feel blocked from our purpose. This oracle deck breaks down a human's chakra system and uses that information as a roadmap. Each chakra contains physical, emotional, and spiritual information to navigate a clear path towards authenticity and awakening. By gathering perspective with a reading, you will gain soul-level wisdom. These insights bring depth to your spiritual journey and dissolve the blocks, unveiling your highest potential. Take the next step by selecting your layout and explore a reading today.